Okay, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay, guys, it's still Monday, December 16th, and it is now 10:56 p.m., and we are about to embark on the Q post from today. So let's get to it. Alrighty. We're just picking up from where we left off in the last video. This is the third of 3 videos that I've done tonight, trying to catch up on the Q post. And unfortunately, I'm kind of letting the news slide to do this, but I know that this is the most important thing. This is what many people come here for. So let's get to it. Hopefully, if Q does not post tomorrow, I am hoping to do a news video. I am going to have to be at the hospital very early tomorrow, and of course it takes 4 hours of travel time there and back, but I am planning on doing a video tomorrow night. I'm getting hopefully a good night's sleep tonight, and hopefully I will be back tomorrow night to post. If not, I will give you an update and let you know. If not tomorrow, for any reason, I will be definitely doing the next day, because we're kind of taking turns going to the hospital, because it's too much for anyone to do 4 hours every day back and forth and try to maintain any sense of normalcy in their life. So of course my mother comes first, but right now she's doing very, very well, so I don't feel that I have to be there every hour of every day. All right, so let's get on with the Q post, and we're starting with the first one from today, December 16th, and it is drop number 3693. Let me just take a quick moment to be sure that I am recording, and I am, so let's get started. All right. This is obviously from Q. He is saying, same evidence to free Flynn currently being used to indict others. GJ, 302 mod, 1 count. Who listened in, 2 count. FISA, 6 counts. FBI, 1P. Flynn interview. If FISA warrant was illegal, if FISA warrant predicated on illegal and uncorroborated evidence, although he doesn't use the word evidence, but that is exactly what he is referring to. If FISA actors purposefully withheld exculpatory evidence from the court, which we know they did, watch what happens next. Q. So, I included this from Lisa Mae Crowley, and again, she is a good person to watch on Twitter. She's a very good Q decoder, and she is former military. And she states, I had a knee-jerk reaction when I saw Sullivan, and that is the judge that denied Sidney Powell's request for Brady materials regarding General Flynn. Appears that evidence is being used in grand jury to indict others. Kleinsmith altered email C. Page, Carter Page. Pientka altered 302 for Flynn interview. So this is an interesting post, and I think it's very interesting that he says, watch what happens next, because he says if FISA warrant was illegal, which it was, if FISA warrant predicated on illegal and uncorroborated evidence, which it was, if FISA actors purposefully withheld exculpatory evidence from the court, which they did, watch what happens next. All right, and it says 6 counts. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that is referring to, the 6 counts, whether there'll be 6 counts against someone or not sure, but I know that was in the news today about Sullivan denying Flynn's lawyer, Cindy Powell, a request for Brady materials. So, yeah, very, very, very interesting. All right, we are going to go on to the next drop, which is 3694, again from today, December 16th. And this is a a little excerpt from Fox News that's quoting Lisa Page in a text message to Peter Strzok. POTUS wants to know everything we're doing. And Q says, never forget who directed. Q. And who directed? Hussein Obama. So we've got this from March 4th, 2019. It's an old post, but it's related. Hussein gave the order to start the spy campaign. We know that. We all know that. We've known that for a while. And it says it was logged officially 2 times. 1 time domestic, 1 time foreign. The Fisk Judge White House meeting, White House visitor logs are important. Hussein Library classified document move, and yes, he did. He classified materials. Get down. Sorry, I'm going to have to get my cat back on. Come on, get down. There you go. I didn't even have to use it. I just had to show it to him. All right, so the Fisk Judge White House meeting, White House visitor logs are important. So, yeah, Hussein Library classified document move, and he did. He took material that was not classified, and he classified it, so it would have to be viewed in a, what do they call that? It's a, I forget what they're called, SCIF. In a SCIF, which you can't take a phone or anything else in there. You have to read the document there. You can't take it outside. And you have to have proper clearance, which not everyone has. So it was an attempt, according to Q, was an attempt to shelter and protect. Who has authority to obtain? Well, there are certain people with authority to obtain those documents, but I am not sure actually at this point who they are, because I think we went over that when this came out, but I have lost the ability. But it would be to remember that. But those who had the authority to obtain would have had, secret security or classified to view these documents. So, all right. And again, down here, I put Obama gave the orders. So he knew exactly what was going on because he was directing it. Now, post number 3695, unbelievably unusual activity during Obama's final months in office. Again, it's from today, 16th of December, and we have this, on Anon posted this. Sammy's taking the bows off of all my presents. And it looks like he's collecting them in a pile for me to have to stick back onto them later. Holy. Okay, so this is posted by an Anon. Mark Meadows says Bill Barr looking at unbelievably unusual activity during Obama's final months in office. And down below, if I can read this, which I'm not sure I can. Whoops, what happened there? Who knows? Okay, it says we all know by now the final months of the campaign and the transition caused chaos for the DC establishment. They didn't know what to do. Trump, too. He fired Christie and redid the entire transition. Point is, Trump's historic upset caught most off guard and stuff happened. We also know from glowing media reports leaked by proud Obama staffers that Team Obama spread the Russian information far and wide inside the bureaucracy in the event Trump wanted to shut down the investigation. Interesting. All right, and let's go on. This is the second part of that drop, and Q is referring to this drop above by the Anon and says, and puts this in there, replies with a past post of his from April 25th, 2019. He said, why would a president of the United States, Hussein, assign renegade as his USSS code name? And that's U.S. Secret Service code name. Define renegade. Noun. 1. A person who deserts and betrays an organization, country, or a set of principles. Synonyms is traitor, defector, deserter, turncoat, betrayer. Adjective, renegade. 1. Having treacherously changed alliances. Well, I don't know if he ever changed alliances because he was never on the side of America. That is for sure, and he proved that by his treasonous activities. And also, he was never qualified, qualified to be president at all because he was not born in America. He stated that he was born in Hawaii. There was a lot done to cover up that. And we now know that he was indeed not born in Hawaii, but right now it's, it's right there at the tip of my tongue. But you know what I'm trying to say. All right, and this is from, and then down below, Q says logical thinking, Q. So this is from Dio Presso Lieber. He says, all right, Q, we are trusting the plan in relation to General Flynn. Q said Flynn done in 30, so I'm going to believe it. Q tells us to watch what's about to happen in relation to Flynn. I was concerned with Judge Sullivan's order, but let's continue to watch. Q making a point that General Flynn FISA warrant was based on fraud and a modified 302. That leads me to believe Judge Sullivan should dismiss charges against Flynn. Q confirming evidence being used to free Flynn is being used to indict others. Very interesting. Ultimately, Hussein was at the top directing the takedown of General Flynn and Donald Trump. AG Barr is reviewing all the treasonous activity engaged in by Hussein during the last days of his occupancy of the White House. Logical thinking. Perhaps Judge Sullivan is not granting Sidney Powell's motion to compel Brady material because that same classified material being used to indict Deep State and disclosing it would damage the case against those bad actors. Q, we believe you and trust the plan, but it is difficult watching General Flynn go through this. GJ is grand jury. Since the evidence that will be used to free Flynn is being used by Durham in a grand jury to indict deep state players, that evidence cannot be disclosed to Sidney Powell. In her defense of General Flynn, I understand this. I'm hoping this means that by the time the sentencing hearing is completed for General Flynn, the grand jury will be wrapping up so that Flynn case can use this evidence as a predicate for his dismissal. I want to see his former law firm held to account for their misconduct in representing General Flynn. 2 people apparently listened in during the 302 interview of General Flynn. Who are they? 12 letters. Maybe Barack Obama. All right. Now we are going to go forward and get to the next post, which is post number 3696. And it says, meme. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption. Again, from the 16th of December, we have this from Q. He posted a meme that says, haven't you figured it out yet? It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption. And of course, those of us that have been following this know full well that that is the truth. So, we're going to go on to the next, and it is drop 3697 from today, December 16th. There's a secret ongoing DOJ case regarding Democrat technology aide Imran, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Awan. Q proof. And Q posts this from the 28th of July, 2019, and he reposts this. It's The Swamp Runs Deep. The Swamp Runs Deep. DNC servers may hold answers. Scaramucci model. Director of National Intelligence and NSA, Awan, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Democrats in Congress House of Cards. You don't think the plea deal was the end, did you? Q. And he also leaves a link. So let's look at this. I think you'll find this interesting. Scandal reopens. Court papers on Democrat IT aide Imran Awan make new revelations. Now, when is this from, this actual article? December 13th. So the Q directs us to a article that is 3 days old that I missed. I don't know about you, but scandal reopens. Court papers on Democrat IT aide Imran Awan make new revelation. The Department of Justice said this month that it could not release records on Democrat technology aide Imran Awan due to technical difficulties, but later admitted in court documents that it could not release records on him because there is a secret ongoing case related to the matter. Judicial Watch filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit November 7th, 2018 for 7,000 pages of Capitol Police records related to the cybersecurity investigation, and August 2nd, the DOJ agreed to begin producing records by November 5th. Daily Caller News Foundation investigative Luke Rosiak reported that deadline came and went with no records being produced. On a November 13th phone call, the DOJ said technical difficulties had resulted in a delay, Judicial Watch stated in a court filing. In a newly released court filing, the Department of Justice wrote, pursuant to an order issued by the Honorable Tanya Chutkan, who is presiding over a related sealed criminal matter, the government is prohibited from disclosing certain information pursuant to formal and informal information requests in this matter. The government advised Judge Chutkan of the instant Freedom of Information Act matter and sought clarification from Judge Chutkan concerning the government's permissible response in light of her order in the sealed matter. Defendant received the clarification December 5th, 2019, the state of this filing that permitted defendant to say the following: the government is prohibited from disclosing any information pursuant to an order issued by the Honorable Tanya S. Chutkan. The difficulties in providing responsive material was due to the unexpected and unique set of facts described above that was out of the control of the defendant. Defendant's only motivation was to maintain the integrity of the sealed matter as much as possible until the issuing court provided guidance. The DCNF noted that the DOJ said it closed the investigation into Awan in 2018, in which Awan entered a plea deal where he pleaded guilty to 1 count of bank fraud. After the DOJ closed the case, President Donald Trump weighed in on the matter, tweeting, "Our Justice Department must not let Awan and Debbie Wasserman Schultz off the hook. The Democratic IT scandal is a key to much of the corruption we see today. They want to make a plea deal to hide what is on their server. Where is the server? Really bad." And that, of course, is the tweet that Trump sent. So this is interesting because I think a lot of us thought it was over and done with, and we're a little bit upset about that. But I see here that Debbie Wasserman Schultz has lipstick on her teeth. I don't know why that's relevant. It's not, but I just thought I'd point that out. All right, so let's go back here. And Q says, you didn't think the plea deal was the end, did you? Well, yeah, I thought it was, but I'm happy to find out that I was wrong. So let's go on to the next post. Now we are at post 3699 from today, December 16th. And Q is telling us that this person, Jeremy Fleming, is a name worth remembering. Q. And he works for GCHQ, Government Communications Headquarters, commonly known as GCHQ, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to the government and armed forces of the United Kingdom. Let's go take a boo at who this person is. And here he is. Jeremy Fleming has been the director of GCHQ since April 2017. Now, it says Jeremy joined government from the private sector in 1993 and became a career MI5 officer with significant professional experience of national security and intelligence work, including international and Northern Ireland counterterrorism, counter-espionage, cyber, and protective security. So this is kind of his, I guess it would be his bio, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, oh, this might be interesting. Since joining GCHQ, Jeremy has overseen the organization's response to the 2017 terror attacks in the UK, the release of WannaCry by North Korean cyber actors, and the use of a nerve agent in Salisbury and Amesbury in 2018. He has also continued GCHQ's work to be as transparent as possible, to explain as much as we can to the wider public without jeopardizing our core mission. All right, so Q is telling us that we should remember this name. So I would assume that he is telling us this because that name will be in the news very shortly. So let's keep our eyes open for that. He's usually tells us this, and then not long after, it shows up in the news somewhere. So I believe that's the end of the December 16th posts. This is kind of a short video, but what I want to do now is go out to Q because he may have continued to post. So let's go up here. This is the last one that we looked at, 3699. Let's refresh this and see if Q continued to post after that. And he has not. So as of 11/18, December 16th, we are up to date with the Q posts. Now, as I said in the last video, or maybe at the start of this video, I am planning on doing a video tomorrow. If Q does not post, I will be posting news, Q-related news for the most part. And if he does post, I will attempt to get that video done as well. It will depend on how much there is to decode, because as you all know, or at least you regular listeners know, that I am dealing with a situation with my mom. She broke her hip. She had surgery yesterday. She is recovering very well, but the hospital is 2 hours away, which, as you can imagine, is, you know, a lot. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I hope you guys are well, that you stay well, stay blessed, and that you keep seeking truth, because you and I both know that deception bites hard. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, I hope. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. All right, guys. Good night.